Hi, my name is Steve Klotz. I'm with JDSU Medusa Labs in Austin, Texas. And I want to talk real quick about a new feature we've added for Xgig 5.4, which is to help you find LBA offsets to help find data corruption. Very often a tool will tell you there was a data corruption at some offset that's not an LBA boundary that was actually issued in the trace. So we got to find the in-between LBA, and we got to find where a write or a read overlapped that area, that corrupted LBA. I'm going to just keep a simple example here. The new feature can be found by simply double-clicking on a command frame, and we can go into the command frame and we can take an LBA, and now we get this new feature here. Our old method was just equal to, and then before you could do it less than equal to and greater than equal to if you knew your ranges, but that's also kind of weird too. So this one actually gives you a starting LBA and sector count range. So what that means is it's going to take the LBA here plus the transfer length off of it. So any LBA that falls within F100 to 100 hex higher, or 1000 hex, would show up in this search. And my example here from my external tool, which is Medusa Labs test tool, I've determined that the LBA in question was 8D8. And so if I filter for that, my filter list, now I'm going to see, and again MLTT is pretty predictable, so we have a write, then a read to a sector, a write, read, and a read retry. I'm going to go ahead and bookmark these real quick. That's the read. And write. Previous read here. Okay, now that I have this bookmarked, now I want to go figure out these IOs. So the LBA was at LBA 800, and the mark corruption was at 8D8, which is different than 800. So it's going to be at an offset within this IO. This IO is 128K long over 20,000 hex. I'm going to have to go figure out where D8 is. So I simply pull up a calculator. If I look at the value D8 and multiply that times the bytes per sector, which is 200 hex or 512 bytes per sector, it's going to give me an offset of 1B00. So what we're looking for is 1B000 offset in these IOs. We're going to go look at the data within there. If you get an uneven offset that doesn't align with the protocol you're dealing with, this is fiber channel, so we're going to have 2K or 1K packets here, so that 1B00 should be aligned. If you get an uneven offset, you'd have to basically divide out the frame size and then figure out the offset within the frame. It's not too hard. So what we'll do here is we can just use this simple new exchange view to take care of all of this for us. So we can right click. Once we have the IO, we can go to this exchange and exchange view. And we can expand that out, and we can go look at offset 1B00. And 1B00, I missed here. This frame here contains this data, and we can go look at the read that comes back. I'll go to this exchange and exchange view, and we go off to 1B00, and we look at the data here, and this data is different. 036 is a far cry different than the previous one, which was, let's go back to there. I didn't bother bookmarking it. It's 1B00, which is FFC9. So we wrote that to the disk, read it back, and that's everything in the LBA range. So that's pretty much corruption on the disk. So anyway, the nice range to find, just click on a command, pull it down, look for an LBA, and now you have a range. The other type of thing that's really useful in a data corruption situation is use a sliding hex search. You can put in a hex value here and search to your heart's content for a sliding search that'll search everywhere in the payload data that you've captured. And that's really nice because sometimes you get a corruption and you know there's a certain word value that doesn't belong. You can filter for every frame that has it. And the other quick way is to go into your detailed filter, find, and you can put, if you need more than a word sliding, you can drop a frame in here and double click the frame and just put containing, and you can put any number of hex bytes up in here from the corrupted data or the data you were expecting, and you can filter for it and name it whatever you want. can use the standard search filter functions for that. All right, I hope this helps, and we'll see you next time.